Hi, everyone. I'm on here tonight with Sherman Max Moran. I'm not used to calling him Sherman, but during our little discussion here, I'm going to refer to him as Max. Max, how you doing?
Doing pretty good, Mr. Moulton. Hope your day is going well as mine is.
Well, it's been going pretty well. I've been outside a little bit doing some yard work, so it's always good to be out, especially that we're cooped up all the time.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's nice to get out and do stuff.
Well, I know you do some things on the farm, so you're staying probably pretty busy anyway.
Oh yeah, heck, this week we actually had to work on one of our tractors. The hydraulic pump went out of it. Luckily, we didn't have to rip it in half like a normal tractor. It only had to take off a side plate just to get to it. But shoot, that thing was heavy getting that thing in and out though. But it's working now. It's working better than it ever did.
No doubt in my mind, especially with your hands on it. So that's good news.
Oh
Matt,
yeah.
with us not being together during the last few weeks of school because of this coronavirus, it's one of those things where I want to make up some time if I can, and the only way I know to do it is like this. I
Yeah.
want. I want to, just touch base with you, and I always, with my seniors, I ask you a few questions, kind of help me out going forward anyway in the next years. So
Yeah.
that's what I wanted to do. First of all, let me just ask you what's your plans after you graduate and leave Mason County High School?
Well, I plan on going to Morehead State University. I've actually been accepted. I'm now looking at just getting scholarships and stuff to go up there. I plan on getting my 4-year degree, and I think that's the bachelor's degree, right? I'm thinking that's what
Yes.
that is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I want to get it in space systems engineering. That's dealing with Morehead's aerospace program they have where they work with NASA. I'd like to try and get involved in that. And once I graduate from Morehead, I'll see about either working for NASA or maybe going to Massachusetts to MIT, maybe.
Very good. MIT would be an awesome dream.
Oh, yeah.
I had a dream once of doing MIT, but that didn't work out. But I'll pull for you, man. That's big time if you can do MIT. So
Yeah.
that's awesome. I've had you for 4 years. You've been in all of my engineering classes. Uh, and so I just wanted to reach out to you and ask you a few questions. And the first one, now that I know what your plans are, I sort of knew that, but since we've been apart for a few weeks, I hadn't really something may have changed, and I wanted to make sure that I still knew where you were going. Uh,
Yeah.
but regarding high school, your high school experience, what is your most favorite memory, if you have one?
Well, I'd actually have to say it would be the trips that we do and all the classes and stuff. Like your class with engineering, how we go tour like Mitsubishi and Stober
Hmm.
uh, every little bit. Like that's a really good one I enjoy because like you get to see all the machines and people working on them hands on, talk to them, people in the industry and stuff. And I like seeing that because that gives you a feel of like what you're studying for. And it also could give you a feel if this isn't what you want to do. Well, doing this field trip will also make it to where like if you don't want to do it, then you can switch if you do it at an early date, which is what I love about how we do it with everyone in engineering, from freshmen to seniors. It gives them freshmen a chance to see if this is what they want to do or not. And I do really appreciate that.
Well, and it's kind of an eye-opening experience too when you see how hard people work and the machines, the technology that's in use. When you come back to the classroom, it kind of gives you that encouragement
Mm-hmm.
to know that this stuff is really out there, and so I'm
Oh,
going to have to
yeah.
be good with it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, well, that's good. I'm glad that we do that, and I know you're also in the agriculture program, so you go on a lot of trips within the
Oh,
farm.
yeah. Oh, yeah. Ooh, heck. I love doing ag too during high school and stuff because at one point actually, and I still kind of want to do this. I didn't actually mention it when you asked me about what my future plans are,
Hmm.
but alongside doing the aerospace stuff with working with NASA, I'd like to still keep my ag roots that I have.
Yeah.
With going through high school and stuff and growing up on the farm, I'd like to see if I can maybe work with John Deere or maybe a major company that deals with the ag equipment. See if I can work with them on dealing satellite programming and stuff, just to keep my ag roots if I can.
Absolutely. And we've talked many times that engineering ties into so many different areas.
Got that
Agriculture
right.
is a great one. So the sky's the limit. If you want to go into space, you can go into space. And if you want to stay on the farm and do some fancy things, that's good too.
Oh
Uh,
yeah.
so, and really the focus question that I want to ask you, since you're a senior, you've been with me, you know the ins and out of the high school uh, scene. What would you tell an incoming freshman? What advice would you give them so that they could come in and focus and be successful during their 4 years of high school?
That's a good question. What I think I would tell them, and this is kind of how I felt when I was a freshman, like, don't think when you come into high school out of eighth grade, middle school, like when you get your classes set up, don't think that just because you set them up like that, that's what you're going to be doing all through high school. Like,
Mm-hmm.
if you want to, you can change it into something else or take multiple things at once, but find something that you like. Maybe it's engineering, maybe it's ag, maybe it's both or art. Find something and work on that throughout your whole high school career, because at the end, you have a lot more experience with it. So when you go off to college or maybe go to work, you have a lot more experience to make you better in life.
Yeah.
So I would just say, like, pick something that you like and see if you actually do like it now in high school, where you do have a chance to like change it if you want to. Because when you get out of high school, it could be a little bit more difficult to change it. You understand what I'm saying?
I do, and it makes sense. You and some of the other guys that I've talked to have had similar comments about just what you mentioned, and I guess the good thing is when you come in, you want to at least have a drive to know what you like, and then start testing the waters.
Oh
and
yeah.
and again, you had two different pathways in ag and in engineering, which was perfect for you.
Mm-hmm.
So that's always a possibility for others too. So that's
Oh yeah.
that's that's very good advice. So now there's a question, because I think when I put this question down on paper and was going to ask it of you guys, it was hard for me. Of course, I'm a little bit older and been away from high school for a long time now. But what do you think that you will miss the most from your high school experience?
I would say it's the people, the teachers, because I mean, people complain about it, but it's just part of high school. The work and stuff is always one thing, but really, if you look at it, if you do it, it's not that hard. But like you guys, you're always hands on. Like, you help us, even though we sometimes complain about it and stuff. You guys will always help us and stuff. And if we get out of high school and stuff, that having that help is not always going to be around, because there's not too many people in the real world that'll help and stuff. But you guys will help us if we don't understand something. You'll tell us what it is. If we're doing something wrong, you'll tell us if it's wrong. And I appreciate that a whole lot. That's what I'm going to miss, is just you guys, the teachers, is who I'm going to miss the most. Is
You
what
know,
you do.
well, I don't know what to say. That's a good little testimonial there, because I know teachers, and especially those at Mason County High School, we really want to make that connection with our students, and I think we do a pretty good job. And some of the things that you've said and some others have said just leads me to believe that we're on the right track as teachers. So thank you for that. That's a positive thing. I appreciate that.
No problem.
Um, it's hard to believe that 4 years have come and gone, but they have. And what I would like to say to you, Max, is that you've been an outstanding student, number one, always have been. Uh, I didn't have to push you too awful hard, and so you had the drive and you had the work ethic and all those things. Mom and Dad should be proud of that. They've instilled that in you, and
Mhm.
so I'm definitely going to miss you. You're a fine young man, and I just wish we would have had these last few weeks together. But I'm going to tell you what I tell all of my graduating students, and this is just one of those things. Once you graduate, you don't have to call me Mr. Moulton anymore. You can call me Tim.
Oh, yeah.
If that makes you uncomfortable, you call me whatever you want, because I'll answer to just about anything. So.
I understand that. I might have to test that out a little bit, maybe.
Well, and that's perfectly okay. So Moorhead was my alma mater. I'm glad to see another one of my students heading that way. But no matter where you ended up, you were going to end up in a good place. You've got everything together, and you're going to be a success, no doubt in my mind.
Thank you.
Well, let me just tell everyone that after I wrap up with Max, I'm going to eventually have this video posted on Twitter and social media. Please go out, check it out, retweet it, and give Max some positive comments as he goes out to Moorhead. And Max, anything else you want to say before we adios?
Everyone stay safe and keep clean. That's all I can say.
Sounds good, my man. Okay, Max, we'll talk to you soon, okay?
All righty.
Bye, Max.